You know what I love the most about this project, our Plain Z Dart, is that this is true, pure, old school hot rodding. Like this takes you right back to the 1950s and 1960s, when there wasn't really like a bunch of aftermarket parts, when there wasn't very much in the way of like formulaic solutions to problems, whatnot. It's so obscure that you kind of like gotta feel your way through it, and you know what I'm saying? It's a thinking man's deal. It's how do you make a really slow car not so slow? That's the fun, that's the art of hot rodding. So, got the short block together, cam is in it now, and like this is what I'm talking about, like where do you even start? We had the cam ground by comp cams. If you go back, well, I'll post the cam card, but it's ground straight up. I put it in with a 4-degree advanced dowel, because he says, you know what, it's going to need bottom end because it's switching to an automatic. And then he says, wait, it has no top end. Are they making noise again over there? They're making noise. Wait, we'll get back to the car in a second. Come here, I gotta introduce you guys to somebody. You're always hearing these noises in the back of our videos, right? Here. We're doing YouTube!
Hi, how you doing?
With a racket, you're doing YouTube. Come in here. Guys, this is Ryan and Andy.
Hi, y'all.
They run a wood shop. We've got Ralph, the blown Roadrunner guy, is in between us. He's got like the 4 or 5 bays in between us, and then these guys have this. Show them what you build over here.
Well, we just retired contractor and rather sit around and build furniture out of some reclaimed wood I found in Tennessee. So along with Andy, my lovely helper, we have decided to build this and some end tables over here, live edge, and we just came out with this. It's just a little reverse thinking with turning wood in different ways. So we sell them, or trying to sell some furniture, and got them on Craigslist and stuff. I can be reached.
Oh, look at this.
Ryan Kerr, 808-298-8203 if you want some custom furniture, or you got a place for a 5-foot by 15-foot conference table. We'll load it up and get it to you.
So there you go, guys. This is where all the noise comes from in the background. You know, 5 minutes, we gotta just finish shooting the video. Okay.
You bet. Let's see, y'all.
So like I said, it's pure hot rodding, right? Pure ingenuity. I originally put the cam in 4 degrees up. I says, no, that's not right. Of course, it's got no cylinder head, right? So now it's straight up again. I changed it and it's straight up again. And the head here is, this is what we're working on next for the engine. But we also we're working on the drivetrain of the car. And again, see, when you're building something like this, there are no rules to go by. There's no equipment, there's no formulas. So the situation we have with this car is that it's too light in the back. Static. Dynamic, it'll transfer weight. Because we've had this thing running before with different engines. And it does transfer weight. But static, there's, you know, when it's just sitting still, the weight distribution isn't so hot. It's so light in the back that with the rear suspension out, with the springs and the rear end out, you can literally take this car like this and walk it around like a wheelbarrow. There's nothing here. So one of the problems we had was when the car is sitting on the springs, the stock 6-cylinder springs, they don't de-arch. The car has a stink bug stance because there isn't enough weight to compress it. So we pulled a spring, we pulled 1 leaf out of each spring, and I may have to add a half leaf to the right side. I don't know how it's going to hit. Again, it's a 7 1/4. It's a 410 gear. It really needs 488s. It needs like a 513 or there. You know, it needs something in that range. 410 is as far as it goes, and there's no spools available for it. Short grips are hard to come by, so it's just got welded spider gears. But here, come around here. So what we did here, like I said, is 1 spring, 1 leaf out of each spring. We did the air shock on the right rear, you know, again, so we could, just like a full-size Mopar with real horsepower, it's got an air shock on the right rear so that we can preload it. Super stock springs are like out of the question for something like this. Way too stiff. And then on the driver's side, we've got a 3-way adjustable drag shock. So that's where we're at with that. And yes, I know, rulebook revision, I have to put some kind of metal shield under the fuel cell. Don't worry about that. So we converted this car to automatic. Why do we convert this car to automatic? Because I don't have the time or the inclination to take these things out and actually race them. I want to have other people do that. That was the original plan with this. But for this car, it was set up for stick, but we decided to go automatic so that I could put anybody in the car and just say, here, go run this thing, right? So, and preferably people who were significantly lighter than myself to go with the theme of the car. So we converted it to automatic, and I showed you this already, right? Yeah, the shifter's in it and all. And we've got John Wilburn, our buddy John Wilburn, who, if you watch our Sunday Night Lives, he's the moderator that comes up with all those trivia questions and everything. He has a channel, right? John Wilburn. And we'll put a link to the channel underneath this video. So he's doing the torqueflight for this. So why is he doing a torqueflight? Why aren't I doing a torqueflight? My experience with automatic transmissions is limited to straight rebuilds, installing shift kits, torque converters, that sort of thing. My hot running expertise is limited to engines, drivetrains, manual transmissions, clutches. So he's building a specific transmission for this application. So it's going to be a 904, but it's going to be a lightweight, low drag 904. And he's doing a step by step. In fact, he just posted the first installment of that, so the teardown. So we'll have a link to his videos. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, go and do it. He's working on a lot of different projects, interesting stuff, great hands-on. He's an excellent YouTuber. So go check him out. But he's doing the transmission for that right now. We still have to stand and brainstorm what converter we're going to use for this thing. That's like, again, see, what do you use? It's not, there's no formula. You can't just go to the book and say, oh, yeah, we'll put, 3800, 4200. I have no idea what kind of converter this thing's going to use. Only thing left to do on the car itself before I drop the short block in, well, before I drop the whole motor in, is all of this has just got to get cleaned up and repainted. These holes were drilled while the motor was in place, so now that the motor's out, we're going to finish Swiss cheese in the front shock towers, the rest of the K-frame, probably get another 2 or 3 pounds out of it. There's a lot more, this weighs a lot more than you think it does. When, if you take all of these holes and you just pretend that they're metal instead of shavings and you weigh them, it actually comes to a bigger chunk of weight than you would think. So that's it for now. We're gonna go do a Buick video right now. So this is gonna be just a quick installment and then we move on. So that's it. I'll see you tomorrow.